Hey everybody, happy Thursday morning. This is Marcie with Marcie Creates, and today I am bringing you some interesting new things that I found to play with. First up are some really cute laser cut pieces I found at the Dollar Tree. I guess we should call it the buck and the quarter tree now, since inflation has hit our dearly beloved dollar stores and everything's $1.25 now. But I thought these were really cool. These are laser cut in there. They have more and more craft stuff. If you haven't been in Dollar Tree lately, check it out. But they're 6 pieces, and these were just so cute. I want to paint them and use them as pendants or focals or possibly earrings, depending on how big they are. But I'll just show you really quickly. You've got birdies, and they had different kinds of birds. So here's some birds. I love these. You get 2 each. Ladybugs, and I think that's a moth. Super cute. And then a fishy and a bear and a dolphin. And I think I grabbed every one that they had because they were just so cute. Look at these owls. Aren't they precious? I mean, could you see that hanging from a necklace? I sure could. So I'm going to play with these for sure coming up. And here's some more stars. Love those. Those would be great at the holidays too. Here are some butterflies or flutterbys. And some, looks like a ladybug and some dragonflies. Cute, huh? 6 pieces for $1.25, not bad. Here's some leaves. And then some clocks, which I thought were so ornate and pretty. It's amazing what they can do with lasers. It really is. And then some crosses. If you have friends or you know someone that likes to wear a cross, this would make a nice gift, hand-painted. And my thought is you could paint these and then add some rhinestones or some other embellishments. So stay tuned for projects with that. I did pull some out to play with possibly after I show you. This is a little seahorse. These came in their own kit. And then look at this adorable turtle. I love that. And a seashell. So we may play with those here in a bit. So these were Dollar Tree finds in their Crafter's Square. And I just think they're adorable. And they're lightweight. So you could do earrings. You know somebody that likes big earrings, that's fine. But I thought that would be a cute little pendant. And maybe stick a little rhinestone in the center there. You could do a lot. You could even wrap some wire and do some beads. So we'll have to play with these coming up. So that is my find from the Dollar Tree. And then Vintaj has come out with, for those of you who have been with me a while, you know we did some tutorials with some painted wood components that I found on Etsy. Well, Vintaj has stepped up their game, and they have a beautiful collection called Colorful Soul. And I'm going to show you. So they come in a kit like this. This one is called Lotus Horizon. So they come in a pack of 3. I ordered these off of Goody Beads. Now, how I got introduced to this actually is through Softflex. If you get their mystery boxes, they have a kit on their website. I don't remember what the design is, but one of their mystery boxes had one of these components, and they have paints, which I'll show you in a second. But that was a lot of fun. So I went on the hunt for more and found all the sets I think that they offer on Goody Beads. So I'm going to show you all the sets. Now on Goody Beads, I'll put the website below. Now if you want the set that Softflex has, then hop on Softflex. They have some paint. They have a paint set, and like I said, I don't remember the designs, but each little square is laser cut, and I just want you to see the detail on these because it's stunning. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is a beautiful, nice wood. And this little piece in the back peels off, and then all the pieces pop out. But I'll show you in a minute what I've painted. These I leave intact until I'm done painting because I think it's easier to work with them that way. But in the kit, you got 3 distinct laser cut items. That looks like ice cream cones to me. And you can mix and match these. So I'm going to make some jewelry with these, but like you could put these diamonds with this or with these. You've got pendants. And so this is set 1, or this is set Lotus Horizon, which is one set I found on Goody Beads. Now they're, like I said, they come in a 3-pack. Now I was in Hobby Lobby yesterday, and they had some of these, but they only had one for $6.99, and they did have some of the paints, but not all the paints. So on Goody Beads, I believe these are $20 for 3, and I bought all of them, but I used a 40% coupon. So you might want to see if you can get a coupon towards these. I got all of them to share with you, of course, and so I used the 40% off coupon. And then the paints, which I'll show you in a minute, they are all in a set of 5 different colorways, and they're about $17. So it's not cheap, but it is very high quality. You certainly don't have to buy all of them. You could go on Softflex and get their kits. I don't remember how much they're charging for theirs, but you would get a set like this and a group of paints. This one is called Foliage Flowers. Isn't that pretty? So each one is unique. I love this with the dragonfly. And you're seeing this shape in earrings a lot. So how fun is that? And then you've got this little component in here that you can use. I love the detail. And, you know, with the lasers, they can really make things detailed. Love this. So that is the foliage one. I'm going to try to keep them together. And then this kit is called Wandering Garden. Maybe this will help you make up your mind if you decide to hop on there and get some of these. Whoops, come on out. Wandering Garden. Gorgeous. It is very nice wood, like I said. Isn't that piece pretty? I can just visualize a lot of really cool jewelry with these. I think this is just so fun, and it's so similar to what I was doing. It's obviously taking it to a more refined place, because mine were not laser. They didn't have all the detail on here. We did, I think, some washi tape, which was fun. This is more for painting. Those of you that like to paint, I love to do art journaling, and I haven't done it in a while. So this is kind of satisfying my need to paint. So that is the Wandering Garden. Up next, we have the Moonflower. Aren't those cool? I love the face. And kind of a mandala here, and the moon phases. I love all that. And then we've got more organic looking pieces in here. So that's the, which one was this? Moonflower. Very nice. Love it. This set is called Daydream Believer. And now I'm going to have that monkey song stuck in my head. But here is obviously moon and sun and stars. Some little buggies and some flowers. So pretty. Look at that tree. These are neat too. And I love that these little inserts, you can pull those out and use them. So lots of possibilities with these. I think I got one more set to show you, and then I'll show you the ones I painted. We'll talk about the paints for a bit, and then maybe we'll do a little painting online so you can see kind of how the paints react. Oh, this one is called Native Motif. I loved this one. This actually looks very Art Deco to me, but it's called Native Motif, and it's got this, I love the coyote with the trees and the moon. That could be painted very dramatically. Love that. And then these look very Aztec to me. Very, I think they have that symbol on the New Mexico license plate. That little Aztec sun. Those of you, any viewers from New Mexico? Correct me if I'm wrong. I love, but like I said, with the laser, you get such detail. So that is the Native Motif. Now I'm going to show you, I think I'll show you the paints first, and then I'll show you what I was working on. And I wish I could, I don't think I remember the names of these now. I'm going to have to look. But the paints come in sets. I bought all the sets. I had fun with that. And they have all different colorways that they have coordinated. There are metallics. Of course, you've got your beautiful hot pink here. This one's called Fire Opal. I love that one. This one is called Petalite, lighter pink. This is a gorgeous, this is called Chalcedony, like the stone. And you just shake them up. Now, I know it sounds expensive to get 5 paints for $17, but I will tell you that in working with these, a little of this goes a very, very long way. So if you buy these, they're going to last you. Look at this antique copper. Isn't that gorgeous? Got some turquoise. There's several blues. This one's called Verdigris. I love that one. Moonstone. It's kind of a shimmery. It's almost translucent. It looks very silver in the bottle, but you can layer that over some things, which I tried doing. Here is some bronze. This is a gorgeous orange called Rust. What's this one? I think this is some gold. Blue fluorite. That's a pretty teal color. So these are the paints. They come in these little bottles. You shake them up, and then they have a little tiny applicator. And trust me, like I said, you don't need much. This moss color is really pretty. On the leaves, if you mix, you'll see in a minute, if you mix the greens, and then you got, oh, I showed you the rust. I believe that the Opalite, which is a beautiful kind of shimmery, I don't know, pinkish purple, you can get this on the Softflex website, I believe. And they have one of the colorways. I don't remember which one. This one's called Clay. So there were about 5 or 6 different sets, and then there was a black and white. Like here's a white, and it came with black. If I can find it. Yeah. These came together, marble and onyx. So do check out. I got, like I said, I got all these on Goody Beads, but there's other places, like I said, you can get them. One thing I will say is you need very tiny brushes. Now, I will link these below. I found these on Amazon. They were very reasonable, and they come in this really nice container. There's a lid that screws on, and they're super tiny, some of them. And you do need these, or some like them if you don't have, to get into these tight little spots. So just a suggestion. I will link these below. And then let me show you what I've already painted, and then we'll paint some stuff. Let me leave this out here. I've been using this as kind of a platform. But, and I will look up what these 2 kits are. These are different than the ones I showed you, but this is what I've got so far. And you can see now how the paints look on the actual wood. Isn't that beautiful? The paints are very vibrant. And I layered some paints, like I did yellow here, and then I did some of that hot pink and some orange. So I thought that was neat. I'm still painting the stripes on this piece, but see what I mean about keeping it glued together? Later, when it's dry, I'll pop all the pieces out and start making things. I just started on this, so I've got flowers yet to finish. I wanted you to see kind of in stages how I was working with these. These are super neat. And I love these leaves. This is that silver color I showed you that's kind of translucent. And again, I did some shading. And I'll probably go in and do a little more. And these dry fast too. So that's one set I started. And then the other thing that's nice is, like, see how I'm out of the lines there? Doesn't matter, because when I pop that out, you will never know. But these leaves were really cool, I thought. You've got these really pretty components inside the earrings. And I love the butterfly, the flutterby. Again, I did more shading. I did some of that opalite, some of that purple opalite, I think it's called. And then some yellow and some teal. So you can shade with these. And again, to get into those little tiny spots, you need tiny brushes. And here's the other one I'm working on. Still working on the flowers down here. And what's nice is you can work on these for a little bit. You know, pop yourself in front of the TV, get your paints out, paint a few little things, and it stays together and it dries very nicely. And then you can come back to it and do some layers if you want. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So let's see if we can play a little bit. Let's get some items together. Let me think what I want to paint here. That's the hardest decision. They're all so pretty. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? No. Like I said, that's the hardest part, deciding. They're just so cute. Let's work on this one. We'll work on this one. And I have a little palette here. You can use a little plate. But I just like I said, I paint too, so I have these little palettes. So I'm going to do some of this. I think I'm going to paint with some of this verdigris. This does dry fast also, so put just a little tiny drop if you do get this. Like, do that much. You see how much I put on there? You can always add more, but like I said, this is going to last a while. So I'm going to do that green, kind of turquoise color, and I think I love this blue fluorite. Now, one thing I haven't tried is mixing any of them, which certainly you can try, but I'm going to start with these. And again, I have one of my little brushes and a little thing of water. Oh, and you do want to use some paper towel to blot in between paintings, of course. And so I think I'm going to work on one of these guys, or maybe down here. Yeah, let's do some leaves. So let me hold this up so you can see what I'm doing. But again, you just go in with your little tiny brush. You can see these paints are very nice to work with. I suppose you could use acrylic also. I haven't tried acrylic paint, but I'm certain you could use acrylic. I think what I like about these paints, and I haven't seen how they're formulated, you can see the wood through them, which is a nice effect. It's kind of a stained glass effect. You can water this way down. Like if I put a bunch of water and make this really light, then you can come in and do a wash. See how that's really transparent? That's kind of how I did the layering. If you ever wanted to do that, you can start with a very, very light coat, add a lot of water to the paint, and then, you know, it dilutes it, and then you can come in and do a very watery looking background. And I don't mind if they're uneven. I think that adds to the character. But if you want a solid color, you just use a little more paint. So this is kind of watery looking. This kind of looks like water to me. That's why I did it that way. But as you can see, your little tiny spaces, you want a little tiny brush. But I will link these brushes I got on Amazon below. I really like them. I just put in detail brushes, I think, and that's what came up. I looked at a few and I thought I liked this set, and I liked that it came in a little case like that, so I can keep them separate from my other things. This is that darker color. This is very satisfying too. I can't wait to see what all it looks like with jewelry. I mean, with beads and, you know, in an actual jewelry set, which stay tuned because I will be doing that, of course, and bring that to you. But I just think these are so fun. So that's pretty much how you get started. Guess I should do this side. You could just do a wash if you wanted. You could paint very tightly like I'm doing, or you could do a very loose watercolory kind of look. I may try that next just to show you what that would look like. So this is one of those panels from that mix. Now let's see. Let's do like that watery technique. So for that, I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush. Do make sure you're cleaning your brushes. You want them to last. But I think I'm going to take a bunch of water. Grab some of this. We're going to experiment a little. So I'm just going to do a very loose. Maybe I need a little more. While that's still wet, you can grab a tiny bit of this and just see how that, kind of like with watercolor when you let it soak in. Let's come in with some more water. I've noticed too, if you use a lot of water, these don't warp. You know, some balsa, like if you try to use balsa wood, which this wood is very lightweight, but it's not, I don't think it's balsa wood. This is a very high quality, nice wood. I have to look up what it is, but you can get it pretty wet. And then I do like that technique. think I'll come in with a different color on the top there. Maybe we should do a little color theory. So, you know, blues, this is more of a green, but blues and orange. Blue and orange are opposites on the color wheel. They're considered complementary colors. And with orange, you know, there's different shades. There's another orange here I wanted to show you. If I can find it. Is this it? It's kind of a topaz color. But it's got some orange in it, but that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Well, that's all right. We'll use this. So, complementary colors. Orange and blue, one of my favorites. We can come in here and then you can really make this pop. Maybe let's do the outline. Very high energy when you use the complementary colors. Red and green are complementary colors, and purple and yellow. And I know we all know red and green from the holidays. So now you have kind of a bluish, orange, very energetic looking mix here. See, this paint goes a long way. Looks pretty cool, huh? Let's see. I wanted to show you an iridescent color. Let's do this Opalite. I believe this is available on the Soft Flex, but this also comes in one of the mixes. I think there's 5 paints in the mixes from Goody Beads. Yeah. Do a little... It looks very pink right there, but it's really kind of... It does... Opalite is a good name for it, I think. And look at the yellow with it. Maybe we'll do some... Now, that's kind of got a purple to it. And so the yellow, again, we're talking complementary colors. So you can see those pop. If you've ever seen those flowers, I don't know what they're called. They're purple with yellow in the middle. They're so vibrant. That's... Mother Nature uses complementary colors all the time. Complementary, if I could say that correctly. I think I need more coffee this morning. All right. So maybe we'll paint some flowers. Get our... So pretty. There's some really tight spaces on these, but I think if you take your time, and how cool would embellishing them with just a maybe a rhinestone, like a little sparkle somewhere, you know, something a little unexpected, something to add a little pop. So what I was doing with the other items, as you could see, is I would paint sections and let them dry. But if you wanted, you could do the wet technique and let the colors bleed. See, now these are dry. I'm going to do something over those in a minute, just so you can see some of the layering. I think I'm going to do the outside of this. I can show you some layering with this too. these dry pretty quick, and I'm sitting in front of a little fan, so they dry even faster, especially if you're under a ceiling fan too. But if you don't want them to dry fast, by all means turn your fan off, because they do dry pretty quick. That's just another little tip. I have to have air moving, so I always have the ceiling fan on. And of course, in North Texas, it gets so hot here. I've got to have that air moving. I'm going to leave it like that. These are very fun. If you can, give these a try. Something new to play with, which I love. And how pretty would these be with like some pink quartz chips maybe, and do an earring? That's the other fun thing. Once you have these painted, then you can go into your stash and pick out beads that would complement and make yourself some earrings, make some unique gifts. I mean, something hand painted and made by you. What a cool gift. So there's our Opalite, and it's not dry yet, but you can see there's some iridescence there. If I move this around, you can kind of tell how pretty that is. Let's do some of our yellow. I think I'll do yellow in the center. I always get these Zen moments when I'm painting. I do love to paint. And I was going to do some art journaling on this channel, but the jewelry is taken over. I may still do that yet. We'll see. I also have a few cooking, couple of little recipes videos. So I thought I was going to do that too, but again, the jewelry took over. So now for this, I think I'm going to do another layering effect. So I'm just going to get this slightly covered with some yellow. Cool. One thing that I have fun with the yellow and the orange, and then I did the very hot pink on the bottom. So we're going to come in with this rust color next. See how very little I'm using? So don't be alarmed at the price of the paints, because they'll last you. So I'm going to get that nice and watery. I'm just going to lightly and then to kind of make it, I'm going to water that up a little more. Make that, see, now you can't tell where I, so these work nicely. They almost work like watercolors. Let's do some, I love this fire opal color. This is where you can get your pieces to kind of pop like I was using. I'll go back to those in a minute. But we're going to take the fire opal now. This is still wet. I think I'm going to just add a little bit more water. Right on the edge. We're going to put our fire opal. Let that bleed into the orange or the rust. And now you have that pretty cool, almost like a sunset, really, technique. That's fun. Maybe I'll use some of that fire opal in the petals as well. Oh yeah, I like that. I have to tell you, these are very fun. Almost feel like a little kid, you know, with the coloring books. That fire opal next to, I mean, is that what it's called? I'm forgetting my colors. Yeah, fire opal with the Opalite. Looks gorgeous. I like that. But see, when you keep them in the card, it's easier to handle. I really do recommend that. And once everything's dry in the way you want it, then you can peel the backing off and pop them out and use them. So that'll be phase 2. I'll do another video and we'll actually make some jewelry with some of these, which will be fun because then we can go into what findings we can use, which I've had a lot of you ask me about different topics. Thank you so much. I love suggestions. If there is something you want me to cover, let's do it. I mean, just send me a message. So somebody was asking me, and forgive me, I don't remember her name. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think it's Marika, actually. I hope I pronounced your name right, Marika. But she had a lot of questions, and they were really all great. So we're gonna explore like how I pick different types of beads, the colors. Of course, we'll do some color theory with that. And I think she wanted to also learn about picking findings. She liked the way I pick my findings, so I can certainly go over that with you all. And just anything. I mean, I'm not an wire wrapping. I'm not an expert on the wire wrapping, but I have learned how to do some cabochons, and I will share what I know, which is limited, but I too want to do more of that, so we may learn together on that topic. There's a ton of videos out there. I was looking on Pinterest. That's kind of my go-to when I get stuck, and I was going to talk to you too about some inspiration ideas I have. Pinterest, if you're not on there, is one of them. I love to go on there. I mean, you can get so much inspiration from so many different sources. You don't just have to look at jewelry, so we'll talk about that too. But yeah, so stay tuned. We're going to do whatever you guys want. I mean, I want to bring you things that you want to watch. I want to bring you subject matter that you want to learn or explore. We can explore it together. So that is Colorful Soul from Vintaj. And I hope that they'll keep making these in different kinds. It'd be very cool if they did. I don't know if they're watching or listening, but a holiday version of this would be very cool. Halloween. Can you imagine Halloween? And also Christmas, of course, New Year's stuff. So many possibilities. And I had a lot of fun with what we did with the Etsy pieces. This takes it to another level, like I said. So stay tuned for more of these being painted. I have, like I said, these almost finished. And then I'm going to start making some jewelry, which of course we'll do online or on my channel, so you can see what I do with these and how I pick the beads and the findings for those. So thanks for joining me today in looking at all this new cool stuff. This Ultimate Paint Colorful Soul, really good stuff. Goes a long way. You can see, since I was greedy and I got every color, there's a lot to choose from, and there's a ton of designs to choose from. And do check out Softflix. They have some of it. The only place I found a bunch of them on, I mean all of them, or whatever they come out with, was Goody Beads, like I said. And then these guys, oh, you know what? Really quickly, before I go, I wanted to see if these paints worked with these, or if I'm going to have to do different paint. And the reason I say that is this is a different material, and also it's darker. But let's just check it out. So I have this orange color already available. Let's just see what happens. My initial thought was to use my own acrylic paints, which I think... So this surface, I mean, this doesn't look bad. But the surface, this has some texture to it, so it grabs the paint better. This works, but the colors aren't as bright. So I think maybe for these we'll do acrylic paint. That'll be next. You could use these if you don't mind the dark showing through, but I don't think they're going to be as bright as an acrylic paint would be. And even then, I think maybe priming these with some white spray paint and then using your acrylics would make these brighter. There's some type of composite material, but hey, they're still super cute. You can embellish the heck out of them. And yeah, we're going to play with these too. So anyway, as I was saying, thank you so much for joining. And I hope this got you excited. Something new to play with. I haven't seen its like, and I think it's pretty neat. It's very similar to what I was doing on my own, but like I said, they've taken it up a notch and also formulated paints for it, which is great. So do check it out. I think they're very pretty. I think they'll make gorgeous jewelry. And, you know, you putting your own spin on it. You're using colors you want to use, which is very awesome. So if you end up getting these, let me know. I really would love to see and hear about doing some of these projects with the Vintaj. This is you know, you think of Vintaj, you think of metal, you don't think of wood, but this is super cool. Anyway, thanks so much again. I know I've said that about 4 times now. I need more coffee. Sorry. But do stay tuned for some finished jewelry. And I have some other products I'll be showing you this week. I got some new Jesse James beads. Gorgeous things to share with you. So be looking for that. And of course, we're going to continue with the bargain bead box that we got this month. Stirring Earth. And happy Earth Day to everybody. Take care of yourselves. I will see you on the next video.